Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Royce. The Lord has been convicting me to read the last couple of nights, writing my journal. And tonight I was reading Second Chronicles and doing my devotion, watching devotion videos, and God says get up and start dropping these videos. So I'm obeying God, and that's what I'm doing. And I'm gonna obey God on a couple more things. So I've been writing on my journal. It's this journal I write in every time you turn around. I've been writing in mainly in 110 is when I started writing, jotting everything down. So let's get to it. I ain't gonna read everything. I'm gonna read a couple little short clips that I created. It says, don't be used and abused. What that means, one thing I have learned is letting people use you and betray me. Don't, basically, don't be used and abused. Don't allow yourself to keep going through the same scenario and never learning. Through God displays the signs through you. And then we're going to go over this real quick, and then I'm going to get down to kind of preaching off two-faced spirits and controlling spirits. So these are the main spirits I want to talk about. Two-faced spirits. You have two-faced spirits in society, two-faced spirits mainly on your job where you work at, two-faced spirits in the cars or anywhere, wherever is two-faced spirits. Wherever your job, your workplace, or anywhere. Controlling spirits, and we're gonna talk about the different ones and how to trust in God and help yourself. So basically, two-faced spirits. So let's get down on this. Two-faced spirits is basically what I want to come through is people of God. We have to learn how to zip our mouth and stop venting to people, because what people go take what you say and run with it and switch it up and start mess. So this is what we call two-faced spirits or whatever. And then sometimes you ain't even got to say nothing and people just lie on you, because this is how it works. People lie on you, they talk about you, and they just keep running your name. Anytime that you living for God and somebody just run your name through the ground and just bring your name up for no reason, you know you're doing something right through the works of God. It's the spirit in you. It's the spirit in you that they don't like in you. It's the spirit in you that you're doing something right. It's the spirit in you that keep on going and pressing towards the mark, because we all got to get to the mark. Even I got to get to the mark. So what I want to encourage somebody out there, for whoever going through something, because I'm going through something. I've been going through the same problem, and I've been learning from it, and God's been growing me up. Basically, is the growing process. Sometimes you got to be careful with what you ask for. And these people out here that they know God but don't want to convert their life fully over to God. I'm not perfect. I got mistakes. I got things that I'm working on. But one thing is, I converted my life over to God. I put away foolish things, smoking, weed, or drugs, or anything related to the outside world, partying. I turn my back from all that, because God has testimonies in me that I can tell where my life been spared several times. But let me just say the Passover. We're going to talk about 2 Chronicles 31 and 30. The main sum up of the Passover is it's the story of Moses. Moses was found by the Pharaohs, and Moses grew up not knowing that he was an Israelite. And basically, Moses had to got the treatment, the special treatment of growing up in the kingdom. So that gave him power and authority. But at the same time, the people knew that he was the one that was going to lead them out of there. So God, mainly when I coordinate this to God in the Passover is, if God delivered the Israelites out of slavery, astonishment, constantly trials and harsh trials on top of that. Think about being beat every day to put together this place, put together this certain thing or whatever like that. Oh, and I feel God use me and putting the words in my mouth, and whoever out here need to hear it and need to hear it well or whatever. All the trials you're going through, you may be going through sickness. I don't know who I'm talking to. You might be going through financials, and I'm going through every single one of them. Sickness, financial, struggle, pain, spirits attacking you on your job, downfalls, losing everything. You can't go nowhere up but up. But all you have to remember is all your help comes from the Lord. So what I mean is I want to give you some guides and tools. First of all, it start in here. For one, you gotta have it in your heart that you gonna be determined and serve God. You don't have to be perfect every day, but at least give God some time every day of your life. So I don't know who I'm talking to or wherever you're going through this sickness, this cancer, this whatever is going through with you, financial, things not working out, not being able to pay rent, not being able to pay any of your bills, or limited having to pick and jug or whatever. I just say you just keep your faith in the Lord make a way out of no way. And sometimes I struggle with that. But it's something we all got to learn to deal with or whatever. Because we got to realize that people of God, we of this world, we of the world, but we're not in the worldly things or whatever. We just have to live this world. We're of, like basically what I mean, we of this world is we're upon the world, in the world, but we're not of the world, which means we're out of the world, basically. Like our whole spirit and mindset is not of this world or whatever. So we're not a worldly person. It's the difference between a follower and a leader. A leader go lead the direction and the way and take that long road. A follower go take that short road. A short road always lead to destruction. And I took the long road. Yes, I could have went to college and everything else, but sometimes that short road is not always. You got people out here that's college degrees. I don't know who I'm talking to for, and guess what? They work a regular job. It's something they never did. They wasted time. For one thing you gotta learn is you gotta put God first. So it's when you try to go off and do things on your own, it's not gonna work out like you thought it was gonna work out or whatever. And then you got people that talk about you, slander your name. Don't worry about all that. God go deal with all of them. Sometimes you wonder why people around here getting so blessed than you or whatever. It's because they not living up God. The devil gives you things too. It's just like a full-blown circle. You live for the devil or whatever. Yeah, you gonna have heaven right on this earth. But when you die or whatever, and you go in the ground or whatever like that, I mean, there's no other life or whatever. Because you didn't suffer. You didn't suffer with God. You didn't turn your life over to God. For every day that you wake up, it's never too late to turn your life over to God. One thing I take my everyday like it's my last. Every time I go to sleep, I say, God, forgive me for all my sins. For we are all sinners. We sin every day. Everything that we do is sin or whatever. That's why God was the only one worthy of dying, just like the lamb, because he was worthy or whatever. He was a man of no sin or whatever. And we are man of many sins at fault. So, I don't know who needs to hear this, but I need to hear it anyway. And God told me to get on this video and just start dropping videos. So I'm going to start dropping these videos back to back to back to back, because it's a different story for every situation out there or whatever. So the Passover, man, what I got from the Passover, God was speaking me on the Passover was, I'm going through a thing in my life right now. I feel like it's my season, but how can I get there? That's what many of y'all asking. It's my time, but how can I get there? The only way you go get there is praying, fasting, on your knees, listening through your mind and for one, making wise decisions, but God shall never lead you wrong. Pay attention to the little signs, because God don't always speak to you. God show you through actions too, because the enemy is the enemy of sound waves. So if God told you something, our automatic thing is to repeat it out of our mouth. So he be 10 steps ahead of us. I'm praying for things. I'm standing on faith for things. I'm standing on faith that this thing go through for me. For or whatever. I always keep the optimistic line. God said if we have the faith of a mustard seed, that's all we needed to make something happen. We just keep a little faith in him when it's hard or whatever. Sometimes you gotta raise your faith to get to that bigger blessing, but it's not hard. It's all there or whatever. We all going through things or whatever. We all wake up. Every day not gonna be a smiley day for you. But at the same time, don't let nobody dictate your day. Working with people of this worldly world or whatever. Because you got all types of spirits out there. You got demonic spirits. You got people that's walking around miserable and want to make your day miserable. Don't let other people dictate how you make your day miserable. Turn the other cheek and go the other way. Or whatever. I don't care if you start talking about them in your mind or whatever. Your action shows everything. God just want to test you. God tested me like that today. And the man came back 3 times, said smart things to me and everything. And what I do, turn the other cheek. I did not engage. I turned the other cheek that showed how big of a person I was. It's things I wanted to say, but I didn't say because I'm living for God or whatever. And then I don't want that image out there or whatever. Because people are always looking for negative things for you to mess up so they can go talk about you with. People always dictate like they God or whatever. You can't worry about what nobody say because what they say don't dictate your life or whatever. And then I want to keep in mind for these people out here that's suffering. These people can't seem to get out of hole. I can't seem to get out of hole. But guess what? God brought me a long ways or whatever, and I'm grateful. Shout out his blessings at church or whatever. I don't care who like it, who don't like it. I get on here and shout out blessings. God make a way out of no way, and God will make a way out of me several times. God has healed me. God brought me from a mighty long ways when I felt like I was dying every day. And didn't know what I was going to do, and didn't even know if I would wake up today. Today I still feel like that or whatever, but I still had the faith and get on here and talk about Jesus or whatever. Everybody's a sinner. I mean, I sin sometimes or whatever. You just can't help it. I wouldn't think that's why he say you always repent. You have to keep praying, stay on your knees, and because we all fall short within the day. Even a preacher, I don't care if he, ain't no man perfect on earth but the Lord above or whatever. Judgmental, whether you just sitting there and thinking of sin in your mind, that's sinning or whatever. That's what we have to learn or whatever. And that's why God says you should always stay by the word. And what I mean by stay by the word ain't even gotta be like going to church every day. People think because they go to church or whatever they doing something. No. The test starts when you step out of church. Is you really doing them things? Are you really changing the other cheek? Are you really not sitting there gossiping about people? Are you really not sitting there playing the games and engaging in gossip or talking about people engaging in any kind of enemy territory? Things that's going on, whatever. Don't entertain them people at your job. Don't worry about them people at your job that's hating on your promotion or whatever. Let them hate or whatever like that. Don't worry about them people that's trying to make it bad for you because they miserable or whatever. Just turn the other cheek and walk away. I know it's hard sometimes. It's hard for me sometimes or whatever. But when I go home and I think about it and I get on my knees and I pray, I be like, Lord, forgive me. We always have to check ourselves. Recheck ourselves back and recheck it back to ourselves or whatever. Because we always have enemies lurking. There's many people out here that look at other people's flaws. They can point every little flaw out of somebody else. But when somebody starts talking about their flaws, they can't handle it. They can't handle the faults within themselves or whatever. That's when you call territorial fault recreation people. People don't do nothing but pick out the flaws in you. You can be a changed person. You can be a person that left everything behind, but they don't see the change in you. It don't care because they don't see the change in you. Don't worry about it because they don't see the change in you. Because they didn't even see the change in themselves. Evidently, they ugly about something that's in themselves or what's going on in themselves. People that's two-faced and lie and go around talking about people that say this and that and then turn around and go tell the person what you said, but then lie about it on top of that. They won't say what they said, but they say what you said or whatever. That's not real stuff. That's not real at all. But I'm on here making this video. I ain't gonna make it too long or whatever. But just know that breakthrough coming through. Just hold on. Just like I uplift myself. Hold on that my breakthrough is coming through. Do all things through God or whatever. And then God been speaking to me, convicting me. When God's silent, just know, when God's silent, God is working. He's moving. He don't want you to know his moves or what's going on, because he don't want you to confess it out of your mouth or whatever. Because the enemy is the God of airwaves. He's always listening. He try to be 10 steps ahead. So God moves in the midst of silence right here. This is why I wear what I wear, silence. And silence. Stay behind the scenes. Stay behind the scenes of your enemies until God tell you and lead you and let your light shine bright that it's time to step out into the light. When you working with, see, when the thing is that the enemy don't like, and the enemies that's in people who don't like, and the evil spirits in people don't like, when you working behind the background, because they don't know what's going on. They don't know what's going on. They like, in their mind, they like, man, what is he doing? He ain't been on the internet. He ain't post nothing. I ain't seen them in a while. Stay away from all them negative people. Never go back and hang around stuff that you left, that you changed from. Because them people want to do the same old. They want to continue to sin. They ain't trying to change or whatever like that. And then when God gives you something, let it shine. Give God the glory. Tell people all about your glory or whatever. But do not tell people your every move, your income or nothing like that. Just be like, God bless me. You don't have to elaborate on everything or whatever that God does for you. Then I ask God to give me guidance. I ask God to give you guidance today, whoever watching today or whatever. I just started this channel or whatever. But I'm aiming to be a multi-billionaire, multi-trillionaire. And I confess that out my mouth because it's what I'm aiming to be. And that's what I want to be. I want to drive the nice things or whatever. But at the same time, I want to make it to heaven too. If that means I got to give some of my wealth away to help the person to get to the next level, I'm going to do that because I'm a giving person or whatever. And then God, I have many prophecies over my life that I'm going to climb that ladder. I got confirmation. I done got letters sent to me. I done got stuff that I'm going to climb the ladder and get where I'm supposed to be or whatever. Until God is bringing me there. He going to bring me there in this season. This season is my season. So that's why I've been doing a lot of things, working in the mixed background. Took a break from church, but I didn't take a break from church. See, what I did is I took a break to get my relationship down and really evaluate myself and see what's going on inside of me or what's going on, what I need to do here. See, I need to grab a hold of everything that I'm doing and make it revolve around me. The devil comes with distractions. Distractions are hard. The devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy. The devil wants you nothing when you living for God but the dirt at the bottom of the barrel. But if you live for God and you have faith in God, God won't let that happen. So I get on here today to all the chosen ones and the evangelists and the people that's living for God, the gifts and the wonderful gifts of God. God is great and God is real, and everything going on in this season is a shift. It's a shift in this season. And I'm going to tell you what the shift is. This is a lot of wisdom that I have at the age that I've been, 21 or whatever. the shift is all these fires, all these come outs, and all God said in the last days in the Bible that that the last shall be first and the first shall be last. So all these people that accumulate generations of wealth through evil and not living for God and not sharing their wealth or whatever shall fall. And in the Bible it says that. It says they will perish and be not known on this earth. Which means people that don't live for God, your legacy is not everlasting. Your legacy is only temporarily. Once you perish and God take you down to the level of the bottom, no one would never know you again. You will be history. But when you live for God, you will be everlasting. You will be forever known. Because you know why? Your spirit will live on to be in the heaven. Live for eternally or whatever. And that's the same thing with the shift that's going on. Rich people, wake up. Everybody wake up or whatever. You can't keep doing the same mistakes you're doing. You can't keep doing what you're doing or whatever. Because God is showing up. God is showing up in this year. God is showing up. It's a shift going on. It's a generation curse shift being broken. Generation wealth being switched up. God shall bring his anointed ones up. It's time to rise up. It's time to go for that dream. It's time to go for that positive thing. I don't know where I'm going. Nobody knows where they're going. But if you don't jump out there, you're not going to know where you're going. And I hope this be a motivation to somebody out there or whatever. Because I have a lot of skills. But like I said, I didn't take the short road. I didn't take going in the army or whatever. God stopped that for me or whatever, going to the army. God stopped a lot of things for me. He set me on this direct path. He like, no, I want you to be on this direct path. One thing I tell the most wisdom you can tell out there, when that first mind speak to you, that's your conscience. Follow your first mind and follow your conscience. If it's not sitting right in your stomach, you don't need to do it. And then that means, and another thing too, people don't realize, when you're not at peace about something, it's maybe not the right decision you're making. And I have that a lot or whatever. And I have to ask God to show up in my life, because the enemy works. The enemy wants to mislead you. The enemy works in ways that I can't even imagine. It's called spiritual warfare. The enemy uses your mind as a playground. It's what people don't realize. When only the ones that truly God's, that's why it says to be harmless as a dove, but wise as a serpent. Harmless as a dove is, we put on this thing as Christians and stuff, cheesing, but we have a gift of discernment, knowing what people are real and what people are fake and what people are evil and what people's intentions are. That's why you say keep your enemies close, but wise. If you being wise by keeping your enemies close, because you know you 10 steps ahead of them before they're ahead of you, because you already know and reroute of what they gonna do, and that's what it is or whatever. So I just put you on game with some knowledge or whatever. And then another thing, I want to talk to a person out there that's going through mental things or whatever. Anything in life, God done took me to several stages I can relate to. God put me on this earth and be a testimony to somebody or whatever. I went through mental warfare. I went to health warfare. I went to finances warfare. I mean, that's just the beginning of all stages of life. I went through losses warfare or whatever. The devil is a spiritual warfare. And then one thing you gotta realize is every level is a new spiritual warfare. I ain't gonna say devil because that's not true. It's spiritual warfare. He gonna come at you different angles. And when you living for God, it's never ending. Never ending. So that's what I'm on here to talk about. Hope you found this message well. Stay prayed up and stay in your Bibles because it is the last time. Last of the times. Another thing I'm gonna make a separate video about, but I'm gonna tell what God showed me in a dream. And I'm gonna do that in the next video. So thanks for watching my channel. And we are out. Stay prayed up. This is the last times. And if I advise my young people like me, put your heart in God. Go to church. The devil fight me right now not to tell this testimony that I'm about to tell on the next go around. But I'm going to do it. Thank you for watching and listening. Thank you.